Well guys, Nintendo has finally added some substantial content to Mario Kart World. It took a long time, but they did it. Yes, we have some new Knockout Tour Cups. But before we dive into that, let's dive into all the things that they added in this brand new update. Real quick though, before we dive into everything, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things Mario Kart World and Nintendo in general. We are super close to reaching our goal of 400k subscribers. We're only 5k away. You guys are going to want to do that because I have a fun, or maybe even a couple fun Mario Kart videos planned for you guys that I've been working on. So make sure, let's see how many people we can get to like and subscribe on today's video alone. Thank you so much, and let's dive into the update. So we have Drill Rally and Boomerang Rally have been added to Knockout Tour. You can now select these if you have played one of the rallies in Knockout Tour. When you are using photo mode on the pause menu, you can now add stickers. You can add stickers using touch controls or mouse controls as well. Raised the acceleration performance of characters and vehicles that had low acceleration, so kind of some balancing there. Raised the gliding speed of characters that had high speed and that of some other characters and vehicles. Made it so the player can hop right away after being hit by Kamek's magic or bullet bill. So this is awesome. If I'm not mistaken, this is that weird little input lag it does. Right after a Kamek hits you, it kind of tilts you and prevents you from drifting or anything. I believe that's what's changed now. I could be wrong, but that seems to be a great fix if so. Adjusted conditions where the players can do a jump boost by shaking the controller when racing on top of the water. Now this just makes it sound like it's easier to do tricks now on water by just shaking the controller, but adjusted behavior after landing on rivals and made it so the dash time after landing is longer. So if you're bouncing off of another player, you're going to have a bigger dash afterwards. So like, are they encouraging this? This is weird. Made it so that the player can stop a slipstream when braking before the slipstream starts. This is an odd one. So it looks like if someone is trailing you through a slipstream that you've created, you can actually hit the brakes and in that slipstream. I guess that's what this is saying. So that way they can't get past you, which is strange. But then again, you're slowing down a bit, so that's still going to let them past you. So I don't know how big of a change that's actually going to be. We're gonna have to wait and see. Adjusted the rate at which players can acquire items from item boxes in races and in Knockout Tour. So that one I'm not quite sure what that means either. Is that trying to say something like we can't bag anymore, which would be a great change, meaning that you can't just sit in the back and, you know, spawn really good items, which a lot of people are doing. Maybe that's the adjustments they're talking about. Once again, that's something that needs to be tested out. Made it so that players can see the super horn a rival is holding. I never even really noticed that. I thought we already could see it, but I mean, okay, sweet. And added a ramp to the race that heads from Airship Fortress to Bowser's Castle. We're definitely going to check that one out in a second because that's a strange one. It's the only track that's been adjusted so far, or only intermission, at least in this update. And then finally, added support for Thai. You can change the language in system settings, system, and language. So yeah, that's pretty much your updates with some also other patches. I will link it down in the description down below in case you want to check out everything that's changed, including those patch notes. But let's look at those Knockout Tour rallies real quick. So right off the bat, we do have finally new Knockout Tours, and not just a couple. We have 2 new ones that you can play today, but there's going to be 6 more for a total of an entire 8 new Knockout Tour Cups. A whole brand new page for these things, which is awesome. I really feel like this should have started so long ago. It's been over a year, but you know what? Better late than never. But yep, we have the Drill and the Boomerang Rally, and I raised both of them to get an idea as to if they actually added some unique stuff for some of these intermissions like they were starting to do with some of the past updates. So let's dive into the Drill one first. The first thing I noticed in the water section at Wario Shipyard is it does seem like it is easier to do tricks now on water by just shaking the controller. At least I found it to be slightly easier. And I'll be honest with you, for the Drill Cup, I didn't really notice anything super crazy. The intermissions seem like ones we've raced before, nothing drastically different or extra shortcut wise going on, just long straightaways with a couple of off-road rocks and ramps that you can take. But for the most part, nothing worth even noticing. I mean, there's that big rope that goes over the gap right after Dandelion Depths, but this isn't anything new. This has been here since base game. You can find it on pretty much any intermission that you take through this route. But yeah, I mean, it's a really cool shortcut, but this is just what I want to see more of. Unfortunately, there just doesn't seem to be much, at least with this cup so far. Finally, getting close to Mario Circuit, they added this giant metal ramp that just takes you straight to the track. You can even bounce off of a little flower, which is pretty cool. But once again, going all the way up to Bowser's Castle, I really didn't notice much of a change in the track and the layout of the intermissions themselves. It's pretty straightforward. Now, however, the big bridge at Bowser's Castle did look slightly different. Maybe this is just my mind playing tricks on me, but I don't remember these big dirt paths that are kind of layered out across the bridge. Maybe they were always there, they definitely could be, but I don't remember them. But anyways, it's not like they're, significant obstacles, even if they are new. There's just big dirt paths with some big boost ramps going down the ramp, but for the most part, once again, nothing new here. Now, what's interesting is the Boomerang Cup. I've noticed a pretty good chunk of things that were slightly different and some new obstacles they added to these tracks. There's lots of trucks with glide ramps now and lots of open spaces in the grass fields to race in. And the whole first lap has this really cool split section where you can take the road or the river. And it goes like this all the way down, almost half the entire first lap, which is pretty cool. You can even change from river to road or vice versa in the middle of the race, and it, like I said, goes all the way up to that first checkpoint. There's even a section where you can go left or right of a mountain range. Everything about this intermission felt new. There were so many little glide ramps and hoops to fly through and try to land on more guardrails, even though I missed a lot of times. And that's the thing, I felt like there was a lot of shortcuts that I just straight up missed this first go through. And I'm like, dude, there's a lot here. Something I've been begging for them to do is add some of those assets from the P-Switch missions, like the giant vines that you can ride like guardrails. They added a couple here in this intermission. They're super cool, man. There's even one that's not even fully uprooted yet, and you have to actually find it and knock it over. I tried to get it at the very last second and failed miserably here. But I was so shocked to actually see so many things on my intermission, I didn't know what to do. I had to go chase everything like a stray dog. I'm not gonna lie, I was thoroughly impressed with this intermission. Do I still want more? Absolutely. I want assets everywhere, man, for this race to feel like a big obstacle course at times. But I know that's not what they're going for. But still, this is already so much better than most of the intermissions and most of the Knockout Tour Cups already. The Boomerang Rally is really good. I highly recommend you give that one a try, or pick it whenever it comes into the rotation, because so far this is definitely one of the better ones. Also, stickers have been added to the camera mode, which finally I guess gives the stickers some sort of purpose. But as I'm able to drag these around the screen, make them bigger or smaller, tilt them, and then set them onto the picture frame, it kind of makes me upset that I can't just plaster these on my cart. Like, why can't I decorate my cart with all these stickers? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, I guess it's something to finally do with them, but I don't know how many people are going to actually get out putting stickers on a screenshot. Like, it just doesn't seem that interesting to me. Please just let us decorate our carts, Nintendo. And apparently there's an added ramp to the race that heads from Airship Fortress to Bowser's Castle, but I did not notice any new ramp. And I know these intermissions kind of like the back of my hand. I played them so much. I have no clue what new ramp they added. It must have been something extremely small and minor, because I did not see a thing. And that is finally a brand new update to Mario Kart World. Dude, we have been due for some sort of substantial update, and finally they added Knockout Tour Cups. That was like the bare minimum that I was asking for in this game, and I'm glad to see it. It does seem like Nintendo's taking a super slow approach to adding things into this game, including just Knockout Tour Cups, and it does make me wonder if they're going to start adding even more substantial things. Like, are we going to get DLC eventually with brand new 3-lap tracks? Are they going to fix the online, actually allowing us to just play classic mode or something, like 12 racers, 3-lap tracks? That would completely fix this game, I think, for me and a lot of other people. But let me know in the comments down below what you think of this update. Was this enough to pull you back into Mario Kart World, or are you like, you know what, I still don't care? Personally, I'll play these Knockout Tours a couple of times, maybe go online a couple of times, but yeah, I don't see this bringing me back for good or anything, at least not right now. But who knows? We'll see. Maybe if Nintendo keeps adding more things and updating those intermissions. But thank you for tuning in. Leave a like and subscribe before you head out, and I hope you all have a blessed rest of your day. See you guys.